So, you just started freelancing or do you want to start your freelancing career? I will save you a lot of time and struggles by sharing my experience. I have been freelancing since 2015 and this is what I have learned. Don't quit your day job at first if you have one. Well, it might be obvious, but it's very stressful to be productive when you have a limited money supply when you quit your job and you don't have any clients. You will be thinking about how to generate quick cash flow so you can pay your rent and stay afloat. But by having your day job, you can have a cushion to rely on. Yes, it might be a little bit harder to find time to do freelance work, but you should feel a lot safer by doing that because you have a regular cash flow. When you are getting clients and then you have stable monthly income from them, then you can gradually switch to full-time freelancing. But try to have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses covered before switching to full-time freelancing. So if you go under, you have a cash and you don't need to take any loans, and if it runs out, you can always get a job. Have a skill that can provide value to clients. It's very important. The more value you provide to your clients, the bigger paycheck will be. For example, if you know how to run Facebook ads and you manage to generate $10,000 profit from $2,000 spent, then you can charge more from your client. It's obvious. You will be valuable for your client. It's like money printing machine for internet money. But if you're a liability for your clients and you cost money, you will be replaced ASAP. Or just have a skill that is hard to learn and insanely valuable like cybersecurity or network management. Then you can be more relaxed because you have a moat and extremely hard to replace you because you know all the data and entry points. It will be a lot more expensive for a company to hire and teach other person than pay you. For skills like hairdressing and tattooing, the most important step is to have a personal brand and portfolio, which leads to the next step. You should have a portfolio. Your portfolio can be Instagram gallery or website. For graphic design, you can use free work hosting platforms like Behance or Dribble. For programming work, you can use GitHub. But at first, Instagram should work fine. Don't spend money on fancy websites at first. Of course, the website gives you more credibility and it can act as your marketing funnel and you can get traffic from search engines. But as you start, you don't have any work, it's pointless to build a website for yourself or hire somebody else. But as long as you have a great portfolio, people are contacting you through social media, then you can invest in your domain name and website. The domain will cost you around $15 a year, hosting around $150 a year. And the whole website building can be done almost for free by using various tools like WordPress. Or you can use website builders like Wix or Squarespace, which have a lot of templates and are easy to set up. I will publish a video how to do that later. And if you want to outsource all the hassle and focus on your craft only, you can easily find a beginner or mid-level web designer which can create a website for $1,000. It will not be the best website you will have, but it can bring you a lot of value by getting traffic from search engines and building credibility. The next step would be to know your worth and charge accordingly. For example, all your competitors in your area charge $30 an hour. And you can provide the same or better value. So you should charge the same price or more. With a creative work, pricing can be a little bit different. For example, your client needs a logo. You can create a logo from 4 hours to 8 hours. And if you charge $30 an hour, you potentially would earn from $120 to $240 for this task. But you studied 3 years in art academy, invested thousands into workshops and courses, spent last 5 years designing, so the price should be changed accordingly. You invested all of this time so you can create logo in 4 hours. So for this type of the work, you should charge the value you create. Of course, small businesses can't pay thousands of dollars for this, but a medium or a large size business can, and they will because they don't want to risk it. And if you have a reputation and a portfolio they like, they will likely work with you. So as you earn money, let's move to the next step. Money management. It's very important. If you have a day job, you should use different rules than a person who is full-time freelancer. My rule of thumb is, when having a day job, is that 1/3 of the profit I earn from freelancing I invest or keep in cash in my war chest. And for the 2/3 of the profit I earn, I spend on various projects, leisure time, hobbies, etc. So the day job provides me a cash flow for a living comfortable life, and extra income from freelancing I invest or spend on relaxation. And if I don't spend all the money or don't have a desire to do something and there's leftovers, I invest it or put into the war chest for rainy days. And if you're a full-time freelancer, you should spend only maximum 60% for all the activities and invest 40% or stack it for rainy days. And for both cases, you should have at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses covered in your bank. But it can vary from the country where you live because of the social insurance your government provides, and if your skills are in demand and how hard it is to get a job in the market using your skills. Another essential mistake which I have done is not to charge upfront. I always recommend to charge upfront and have some contract. Of course, If you're doing it for your family members or friends, it's different. But if you're working with a stranger and don't know much about him, you should always charge 50% upfront or charge from the stage. It more applies to creative and coding work. For example, if you're creating a website for a client, you charge them once they approve the wireframe, then you charge when they approve design, and before you publish and optimize their websites, you should always get the money. So you have some cash flow you can live off and safety net where if your client is going to ghost you, you lose less money by doing it. Another thing I wish I knew before I started freelancing is that you will always have a period where you will encounter a huge level of stress. It's because you can't complete a work or clients don't pay or they hold your payment. So be ready to deal with it. To minimize your stress, I would suggest you always having a clear scope of what you are doing. And if clients go out of scope, always charge extra by informing them. It applies more to long-term projects. For example, if you're doing digital marketing for a company, so you can only ensure that you will do the work, but you can't ensure that it will provide any results. Always keep up with the deadlines or you might lose your clients. It's better to say the work will take longer than you think because you will have extra time to fix stuff that might come up. Another essential thing I wish I knew is to have recurring clients. It will be much easier in the long run because you will have an established client base and they will recommend you to their friends. Don't try to be jack of all trades. At first, you might do this mistake as I did before, but it's easier to get clients when you offer specific service, for example, digital marketing, coding, or video editing. But if your client needs something that you don't provide, you can always share a contact for your friend who is working in that niche. For example, you work in digital marketing and your friend films and edits videos. So your client needs a video content for his social media presence. So don't try to do everything yourself and work with your friend and pay accordingly his hourly rate or just recommend it to your client. As you got in the previous step, focus on your networking. Try to find colleagues, friends, etc. with different skill sets so you can move and grow as a team and give tips and tricks to each other. And of course, the bigger your network is, the easier it is to get clients because people will recommend you to their network if you solve the problem they have. Cooperation is the key. And the last tip is don't focus all your energy on work. If you only work and do nothing else, soon you will be fat, your emotional health will be damaged, and you will not be productive as you think. Always have off time. Try to have time with your family, friends, or loved ones. Focus on mental health, fitness goals on the side. For example, do simple workout for 20 to 30 minutes 4 times a week. It will improve your mental and physical health. Try to eat healthy, and so on. Connect with people and build meaningful relationships. So that's it. Bye.